Welcome back to Baseline Breakdown. We are back again. Today is May 18th. I got that one right. May 18th. My name is Adriel Garcia. This is my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Dej, and welcome back to another episode. This is, man, I always say we got to keep track of how many episodes we've done, but this is
And
like,
we
what,
haven't
like,
counted once.
this is like 30, 34, 35, maybe?
If the amount of weeks, yeah, about 30 something weeks, maybe about 20 something, like late 20s, something
Yeah,
in the podcast. But we're in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference Finals now. It's time.
yeah.
Go time starts tonight. Tonight is going to be game one of the Thunder and the Spurs. Later tonight starts at 5:30 our time. It's going to be super exciting because it's going to be a super anticipated matchup. We're going to go super in depth on that matchup, super in depth on the Knicks Cavs matchup. But before we talk about the conference finals, give some X factors as well for those teams. We brought some X factors. We also just want to talk about the series that just ended. There last week we had our podcast May 11th. We had a bunch of
hmm
series ended. The first one, the Thunder Lakers, was already 3-0, and we kind of knew how that series was going. Ended up in a sweep. Makes sense. How you feeling about the Lakers, Dejan?
Um, I mean, there's really not much you could do with against OKC. I mean, I know you had Austin Reeves come back, but I don't think realistically anybody thought it was going to be a major difference against
Yep.
OKC.
It was just the series went exactly how I expected it to. Honestly, OKC kind of did the first two rounds exactly how I expected they were gonna go. Even with
Yeah.
no J Dub, they were just kind of cruising right by everybody. AJ Mitchell though has just proven himself as like one of the most important players on the team, and it's kind of crazy that he's making $3 million. I know that sounds like a lot to us, but in
Yeah.
NBA money, that's horrible to the amount of value he brings.
I wonder if he was just killing it in like the off season with like the team and they were like, yeah, we got to get this guy on a cheap contract now because
Yeah,
maybe he was just
that was really proactive on their on like they were on
yeah.
top of it, and I wonder if AJ Mitchell kind of feels like slighted by them in a way, not slighted because it was like guaranteed money in a way when like no other team would give you guaranteed
Yeah, and
money.
someone like him like at that point of your like season, like you're not gonna say no.
Yeah,
Like it's not like
obviously,
you like
like a
this.
team's giving you guaranteed money for a few years, so
Yeah.
obviously, but when you look at it now, he could probably command like 15 to 20 million in the offseason, maybe more if another team was to, like he could get like a 4 year $100 million contract. I'm not gonna lie,
Once that contract's
he's
up, yeah.
He's so valuable. It's super crazy. So shout out to AJ Mitchell. We'll go super in depth about what the Thunder got and what they're going into. But yeah, Lakers are eliminated. They got swept. Not too much to talk about. Hopefully they get healthy, make some moves in the offseason. Series that actually mattered though. The Pistons and Cavs ended last night. That was super fun. Were you watching? I think we were both tuned into Game 7 at least for
I turned
a
it off
little
like when it
bit.
was like 5 minutes left. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I stopped watching pretty late. I don't know why I started watching or I kept watching the entire time until like fourth quarter. I should have just turned it off earlier because it was never close.
Yeah, it really was.
It was
Like
just never close.
I think even in the first quarter, the Pistons were down by like 15, and then just kind of
It
just
just
kept
trickled up.
adding
It
on after that. Yeah,
it was just it was kind of embarrassing from the entire anybody not named Cade Cunningham because like yeah, Cade didn't have the best game. He like didn't score incredibly well, especially to start the game. But it's because the defense from the Cavs was just really doubling him a lot and forcing him to do a lot more. And
hmm
the others for for the Pistons non-existent. And it's something that you talked about. They just didn't have any offense outside of Cade.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest, man. I can't really fault Cage for like having any like
You
bad
can't.
performances in this postseason because like who does he give the ball to? There's literally nobody on his team that's like worth
Tobias Harris, 34 year
Tobias Harris,
old.
and Tobias Harris had a terrible game.
Yes, he
He
did.
had like 5 points or something like that. Like
Did you know he is the player with the most played NBA playoff games of all time without ever making a conference finals? That's a true
really,
story. 81 playoff games with no conference finals.
he's the most.
Yes, the most of all time. Because I think what's his name? Donovan Mitchell was just number two, and so if he didn't make it, he was about to pass Tobias Harris. So they were like kind of looking at that. But
Yeah,
no, yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's number one. It's kind of random, but
that is random,
never
but
made the conference finals. Even with the because he was with Philly all those years. Philly never made it.
yeah, they make sure they had it. They had one chance, but
uh,
yeah,
Kawhi,
two
bro.
chances actually. Two chances they had.
I honestly think if that Kawhi shot doesn't go in, I think Philly could have beat the Warriors if they still had the same injuries. I don't know if they would have
Yeah,
still gotten the KD and Clay injury to the same extent, but if they were injured with at least KD, the
yeah,
the Sixers could have beaten the Warriors in a 7 game series.
100%.
I'm not gonna
And I
lie.
also think about how like what was it 2 or 3 years ago where they blew a 3-2 lead against the Celtics.
Yep,
They had a
exactly.
game. They had
Yes.
game
Oh
six
my
won, and then
gosh.
they
And
just fell the fuck apart in
And then
overtime.
I remember in one of the other games, Tatum was playing horrible the entire game. In fourth quarter, hits like three straight threes, and then just another jump shot, and it's just game over because
And
he
then
just
drops 50 the next game to win.
yes, yes. It was
This
just
is
like
crazy.
it was so embarrassing to watch as like a Sixers fan. I wasn't one, but like if you were a
Yeah.
Sixers fan, you was just like, what are we doing here? Very,
No.
very bad. But piggybacking back to like the Cavs and the Pistons. I think it's just it's crazy for the Pistons that I was fine with them not making the trade at the offseason, but you made the point that if they wanted to like actually compete, they needed to make a trade for Lowry, and definitely for sure, because if they had made a trade for Lowry or another shot creator, they would have looked a lot better in this playoffs and maybe made a little finals run. I don't know if they would have made the finals or
Yeah.
probably not win it because I'm one of those people who truly believes the Western Conference Finals is the NBA Finals right now. I do
Hmm.
believe that with how good the Spurs and the Thunder are. So
Yeah.
I think the Pistons maybe you look at it like yeah they should have made a trade, but also like I don't know if anybody was beating those teams out west. So it's kind of like maybe
Yeah. And
go
just
into the
like
offseason. You can make a move in the offseason.
the more I thought about it, I'm just like, how did a team that has two guys in their starting lineup that can't space the floor, zero shot creation outside of Kate Cunningham, and very like little to no shooting, win 60 games? I just don't understand how that's possible. Like
I
I was
don't
thinking about
get
that.
it.
I'm like, how did that happen? How the hell? Because their offense was shit, even in the regular season. But they somehow made it work to win 60 games and be number one in the East.
Hey, same conference against they're the same conference against the Pacers, so they got four free wins there. Against the Bucks, they got four free wins there.
Yeah, but
Against
like,
nah, but for real, that is it's
but
a
even when
crazy
Cade got
concept.
hurt, like, how did they not fall
Yeah,
off like
I
just a
remember
tiny bit?
they were on a little streak, and Dennis Jenkins like upped his stock a little bit there. Like he was
Yeah.
playing incredible basketball for a little bit. Very, very, very random that that team just did win 60 games, and like people were calling them the worst 60 win team of all time. I think it's a little far. I don't. They went to
Yeah.
seven in the second round. Like the Cavs literally last season won 60 games and got in the second round, got eliminated in five. So I don't. If we're talking about that, the
Didn't that
Cavs got
Mavs
to be
team that lost
worse.
to the Warriors win 60
In
games?
2007, they got yeah, exactly. They got
Yeah,
eliminated in the
that's got to
first
be the worst
round.
60 team then I feel like.
And also, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, because right, but the 2022 Suns won 60 games and they got embarrassed by Luka Doncic in Game Seven.
Which
That
game
was
seven is more embarrassing?
the
Ours
Suns,
or
the Suns 1,000.
how?
Bro, Luka outscored us in the first half by himself. Our entire starting lineup, he had more points. Luka.
Yeah, but I feel like Donovan Mitchell himself
You
outscored him
couldn't even you
fucking
started
50.
laughing because you couldn't even believe it. You started laughing because bro. I'm not even joking. I was watching that here at the house, like
Yeah,
watching with the family. I left in like the fourth quarter because I was pissed. I was pissed
really?
as fuck, bro. I was like the most worst viewing experience of my life.
Yeah, it was
And then I
crazy.
always hate how iconic the Chris Paul cuts the lead to 42
Hey, there was a new
is.
one that was made this playoff, so
There
that
was,
shit's already
but no
over.
one's
Yeah,
using that, bro. The Chris Paul one's too iconic because it's just been used so much. But
yeah.
I think there's worse 60 win teams out there, and the Pistons they were a fun one. They won 60 wins without having like a real second star. Jalen Duren, even though he will make an All NBA team, I don't know if we're looking at him as a second star after this playoff
I
series.
was fooled. I was telling myself that like he could have been Kate's second star, but the more I thought about him, I'm just like, how can a guy be a second star when he has no offensive game outside of just like dunks and pick and rolls with Kate?
And we a lot of us who watched the NBA kind of predicted it. Like I'm pretty sure you and I talked about it back in November. Like Jalen Duren's playing out of his mind offensively, which is why they're so good right now in the start of the
Yeah,
season. But and
but
we
it's
we
like,
we,
damn,
we, we
dog.
kind of knew at
Like,
some point it wouldn't stick, and in the playoffs it didn't stick, unfortunately.
yeah, it's unfortunate how he just had like both playoff series was just bad
It's
against the.
unfortunate that literally like his first game that like he actually played good was Game 6 of round two.
Yeah,
That was like the first game where I was like, Jalen Duren, okay. Like I remember
it's
him
like
flexing after a play and like going getting hype, and I'm like, okay, this is like that intensity. He only had like 15 and 11, but it was like an intense one, and they won that game pretty good, which is why I thought the Pistons were gonna take Game 7, honestly.
yeah, and it's one thing if like let's say you get to the Cavs series and he just struggles against like obviously he struggled against Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. But
Mhm.
like you kind of expect him to dominate his matchup against Wendell Carter in that first series against the Magic. He didn't. So
Did not
like
do that.
it's unfortunate that he just in both series he was a complete non-factor. He was getting played off the court, got benched in this
And,
series against the Cavs. It was unfortunate,
and
but
I know Cat isn't dominant center, best in the NBA, whatever, but he would have done like some great things against Jalen Duren and probably would have played Jalen Duren defensively off the floor where
100%.
like Jalen Duren wouldn't be able to move his feet fast enough to recover to the Knicks offense and what Cat can do. So
Hmm.
there would be times where Jalen Duren would like have to be paid off the floor sometimes if they were in that series. So maybe you look at a little fortunate that they didn't move on and get embarrassed by the Knicks.
Yeah.
Let the Cavs get swept by them. But what do you think the Pistons are going to do this offseason?
Well, for sure, I think they're realistically gonna bring back Jalen Duren, but on a much, much cheaper contract. I'm assuming in the range of like 15 to 20 mil. You know,
Oh, I don't. I feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like they're gonna give him more. I don't
you
know if he
think?
lost out on, mostly just
He
because
Andrew, he lost out on a lot of money in this
I
playoff
think
run.
he definitely
Like
lost out.
50 mil.
He lost out on the supermax for sure. Like he's not definitely don't get him the supermax, but I think he's just because of the way contracts are scaling. I think he'll still get 30 to 40.
30 to 4. Oh my
I
God, they're
I think he will, bro, because of the way contract. Bro, Evan Mobley's making 50. There's
yeah,
other crazy make like bro, 30 to 40 would only put him at like the 40th highest paid player. Like that's only like barely above Jalen Brunson and like Jalen Green.
maybe 2025, but 30 to 40 is crazy. I don't know,
Oh,
man. I would
oh,
just
I think it's crazy for sure. I just think that the Pistons, because they want to keep their keep their stars and stuff,
you
they're
can
gonna
keep
give him
him,
that.
but don't pay him 30 to 40 million dollars.
I just think that another team would offer him more.
You think so? So let's say they offered him 20 mil a year. You think some team is gonna offer him like 30 plus? Another team is gonna
I
counter offer with 30 plus with the way he
I think
performed in
it
this
I
playoff?
think a team would take a chance because he's so young. I mean, it's like his first real playoff run. I get it, he played horrible, and I understand that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not defending his playoff but like a young All Star who All NBA, whatever, one playoff run super bad. Cat had some super bad playoff runs to start his career,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I can see a team like the Hornets throwing 30 million at Jalen Duren. I'm not gonna lie, and that would be a super fun
They
team to
do have the
watch.
money for it.
That's
So
what I'm saying. So it's like, or maybe like just a different team just to offer him the money, just because if like the Pistons are gonna
you
offer
know
him
what? The
15
more
to
I think
20,
about it, they might just offer him that just so that way they don't lose him to a different team.
that's what I think. Like I think his market realistically should be around 25 million a year,
Yeah,
like
25
25
to
to
30. We'll
30,
call it that.
25 to
25,
30.
30.
That's what I realistically think. But I think he'll get 30 to 40 because of like his agent and like they're gonna argue. There's some crazy world where he still ends up getting a super max because the Pistons are stupid. But
Yeah.
I would love to see that honestly. It would be a great day on Twitter if Jalen Duren got a
Oh
super
my God, I'm going on. If I see 5 year 200 mil,
max.
there's this one Pistons page that always pops up on this one Cade fan page. I'm just
Oh
instantly
yeah, yeah, yes, I have
Cade's
seen
attorney. I think I'm instantly going to his page.
Cade's attorney. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of crazy contracts, you see what Donovan Mitchell's eligible for coming up?
it's like a 4 year 270, but if he waits another year, he can get 300 mil.
He can get 5 year 350.
I'm waiting if I'm him.
Oh, 1000%. But I'm like
Because it's
that.
not like he's gonna have a bad year.
Oh
But
yeah. He definitely won't. Like, in the regular season, he's gonna play good. He's gonna he's gonna be amazing. But I'm just like, holy shit, this is kind of insane.
5 year 350. So would then he have the highest paid contract in the league, or
He's about Booker money.
okay? Because Booker's gonna eventually make like 75 mil a year.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think Donovan's will start about like 60 and then end about 80 million.
Yeah.
Like end about 80 million annually, which is pretty crazy when you think because at some Cooper Flag or Wemby is going to end up signing $100 million annual contract at some point. We just gotta wait for that
Yeah.
day. That's going to end up happening at some
No,
point.
honestly, I'm looking forward to see who makes the first 400 mil contract. Because didn't Jalen Brown get the first 300 mil?
Yeah, he did. You're right.
So I'm so like,
It's going to be Cooper Flag or Wemby, right?
well, no, Wemby's gonna get his extension this offseason. I don't think it's gonna be 400.
Oh, this offseason, you think? Yeah, damn, that's actually crazy. Yeah, he's going
He's,
to
he's,
year
he's about to
four.
be in his
Yeah,
fourth year.
yeah, that's crazy. That's fast. Jesus, we are unks.
Yeah.
Um, damn, yeah, he'll get
So
like
most likely will be Cooper Flag, because
yeah,
he won't get an extension for like 2 more
Cooper
years.
Flag will probably get like that, like 400 million if he continues on the trajectory he's on.
Damn. So if
19
they
years
give him like a
old.
5 year 400, that's like 90 mil a year.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. So
God, bro, we're
you know
eventually
what's
gonna see a
crazy?
player get 100 mil a year, dog.
You know what's crazy? Fucking, he gets a supermax right now.
Yeah.
he's gonna be like 25 when he gets his second supermax, and he's gonna be like 30 when he gets his third supermax. If he just stays to this, he can get three supermaxes by 30 years old. Cooper Flag, like that is just
At that
insane.
age, you can just retire and just be good forever. Like you ain't gotta
Yeah,
worry about nothing.
yeah. Cooper Flag, just stay on your trajectory, bro, and no one in your bloodline will ever work
Yeah,
another day in their
yeah.
lives. Just so remember that. Move.
But back to the Pistons. So for sure, I assume they're gonna bring back Jalen Duren. Just maybe just not the he might not get the amount of money that he was originally listed to get. I think next they'll
Which would be good
probably
for
give
team
us
building. Good for
yeah
team building.
they'll most likely give Asar Thompson an extension for sure.
Best
But
defender in the league.
yeah, he's in bro. Did you see what Kenny Atkinson said about him post game?
Dude, yeah, he was saying that he's never
Insane.
seen in the NBA before where he has to literally tell his players if you
If
have the
he's next to
ball
the ball,
and
throw
go,
it away.
yeah, get away. That's insane. That's an insane concept to me. That
And like I went back to just to watch some highlights of his defense from like last year compared to this year. This year he just gotten so much more smarter and he's just able to kind of just dictate where the ball goes and just his he's like one step ahead of everybody on defense.
yep.
So
And
it's just insane how
and by the
much
way, when I say best defender in the league, I say best like one-on-one defender. I think Wemby's the best team defender and
yeah,
like
for sure.
impact
But one on
defender.
one, I'm taking
But
the Sar Thompson over
one-on-one, I'm
anybody.
taking
Yeah,
if I need
100%.
a stop on a perimeter player, it's a Sar or a Men Thompson. Like those
Yeah,
two, probably a Sar, but
yeah.
a Men's not far behind them. I'm not gonna lie.
But when they give him that extension, they need to tell him, listen, we're giving this money. We want you to be part of this team. You're all around defender. You need to work on that fucking jumper next year. I'm so sorry. He can't just be and I wanted to bring this up to you because I was watching Kenny's like recap video he did yesterday, and he brought up a topic. It's like
Bro
even
was
if
in the suit.
yeah, in a suit that was fire. He was like even
Shout
if
out D
Asar
Mills.
Thompson doesn't become like just like a good 3-point shooter, I think a way he can still be effective on offense is if the Pistons just add some more spacing, more shot creation around him, so
Yeah,
he can be used more like a roller and a screener. Which like, I get it because like if you use him as a screener and you like give him that short roll pass, have some more shooters out there are available for him. Cool, but at the same time, I do think he should work some on his own shot creation, whether definitely work on his 3-point shooting, and then just getting better at attacking downhill and just not being afraid to like score the basket. It's like
I
score the
have
ball.
I have a question for you.
Huh.
It's not like a diss or anything to you, or just to like stunt your point. But do you think he doesn't work on his three?
I feel like
Because I wonder this too. I don't know
I
if
feel
I'm
like
right or
he
not.
does, but not enough to the point where he'll want to shoot it in a game. Like
I
I'm sure in practice they go through like 3-point shooting drills, but I don't think it's done to the extent where like we're gonna add this a part of your game.
that's crazy to me because you that how have you guys not been training that? They if that's the case, like they really haven't been locking on their threes. They need to get with like Lethal Shooter or something.
Yeah, no, hey man, hey,
Lethal Shooter made Grayson Allen a fucking demon. Like Grayson Allen was a
did
god
Grayson Allen
after.
go with him?
Yeah, dude. Like
Oh, no wonder why
Lethal
that makes
Shooter's
sense.
big thing, but like when Grayson was signed with the Bucks, was he helped Grayson the entire offseason or like
Really?
his last season with the Bucks, yeah. And then
Okay.
when he went to Phoenix, he had a whole post that was like, "Oh, Grayson was even more motivated and he wanted to work harder on his three ball." And then we see it
hmm
now. Grayson's like the premier shooter for our team. Doesn't play any fucking game, but still,
Yeah.
like get in the lab with Lethal Shooter, Asar, and
Nah,
a man.
please,
Get both.
man.
Work out with your brother. Work out with your brother. Get both of you
And
in there.
it's same. I mean, same thing goes for a man. He needs to work on that fucking jumper as
Yeah.
well and his 3-point shooting. But just like as an NBA player, man, how does it like if I was an NBA player and I saw I was being left open every single time on the perimeter, I would feel offended.
It,
I would be annoyed and like, okay, I'm gonna work twice as hard just so you can respect me.
isn't it crazy that Kenny Atkinson and JB Bickerstaff had the same idea whenever Asar Thompson was on the floor? Get the ball away from him.
Exactly.
JB didn't want him to have the ball on offense, and Kenny
Because
didn't want him near the ball on defense. That's kind of funny.
and dog, there were so many possessions, like so many moments in like this. I mean, just in the overall playoff run for the Pistons, where like let's say Cade has the ball on the block, and then Asar is like in the corner. He passes the ball to Asar, and I'm thinking, okay, he's open, he's gonna shoot it. No, it just goes back into a dribble handoff with
Yep.
Cade, and then it leads to like a tough shot because of the poor spacing that they have. So I'm just like, dude, you got to take that shot, man. You got to work on that shot. You got to make these other teams respect you and want to close out on you.
as a wing player in today's NBA, there can't be it can't be
You can't just
game
be an all
seven.
like you can't just
It
be an
can't.
all defense guy and just be only getting like just be really good at getting offensive rebounds and like second chance points. Like no, you have to be able to provide offense outside of that as well.
And it can't be game seven and you're hitting your first three of the entire playoffs. That can't
Yeah,
be as a
and the
wing
thing is,
player,
his
that can't be
shot form doesn't
happening.
look that bad. So I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
just tweak it a little bit and just minimum. I'm gonna be honest,
It's
minimum.
gotta be a mental thing. It's gotta be a mental thing, man.
No, it for sure is a mental thing, but at the
That's
same time, it's also just like
that's what you
I
were
think
saying.
I
He's just not confident to take in a game. He's got to work on
yeah,
it to the
and I
point that
think
he's
it's also
confident in
keeps
a
the
game.
fact that like they probably just haven't practiced it enough to the point where like it's gonna be a part of his game. It's just something they
Yeah.
just do in practice.
But yeah, if now that they've hit like the championship level like jump, they got to really focus in on Asar and like lock
Yes,
in on the entire
100%.
team. I'm excited. Do you
But
think
for,
who do you think they scout like players outside of like keeping their
yeah,
main
I was
guys?
gonna bring up yeah, definitely get Kate get. I think first priority, honestly, even before giving Jalen Duren and Star extensions, look to see who you can trade for to get secondary score next to Cade. I remember I commented, I saying I would love
Michael
to
Porter
see.
Jr.
I said that, but then I saw someone bring up a counter argument saying
I
like
saw that too. Yeah,
it would make more
keep
sense
going.
to have like a good ball handler next to Cade,
Hmm.
which some things okay, they're probably gonna maybe look for like a guard.
So,
So
something that you brought up a while ago that I don't know if
Tyler
you were
Hero.
joking. Yes, I don't know if you were joking about that, but I think that would bring out like the best in Tyler Hero's game and like offensively. The playmaking would be a little iffy, but like Cade play makes amazing. So it's like you don't
Yeah.
really need to worry too much about Tyler. Like Tyler, get on ball, shot create, score a little bit. Like have them set some screens for each other. Like at some point, Cade is also like 6'9", bro. He's like 6'8". Like he's tall as fuck. Like
Yeah,
maybe not.
he's a
Maybe
tall
not that
guard.
tall, but his hair makes him feel taller. So
He's
he's
like
like
he's realistically like 6'6", 6'7", yeah.
yeah. I just didn't want to say 6'7" because then I hate your ass sometimes. Yeah, that's why I
I
didn't.
stopped doing it after a while. I
I
stopped doing it after a
I
while,
know,
but
but
I
I
did it now
didn't.
because you just brought it up, so that's on you.
I know, but I just thought that was funny. But still, he's like a tall point guard. Like
Yeah.
you can get away with you. First of all, you can get away with Tyler Harrell being a small shooting guard because you have a Sarge as well. Sarge can
Exactly, and
guard those
Asar would be
guys,
able
and
to
Cade can
help
guard
with
those guys.
I mean, if Asar is already fucking doing Duncan Robinson's job on defense, he can do Tyler Hero's job as well, for
Yes,
sure.
that exactly. That is, I would love. I think that would be my go-to fit. I would love if they could find a way to trade for him. So yeah, that'd be my pick for them to this last season. What about you?
No, for sure. I mean, getting just a secondary score next to Cade just to help alleviate that pressure that he receives. Have, make teams not have to double him as much and just have somebody next to him that he can actually give the ball to
Yep.
and just not have to force him to like create for himself and obviously for others as well. Like just to I think that's definitely a top priority. Again, I wish they had made that move at the deadline, but I think they were kind of having your mentality was like this is like our, you know, first year of like true contending, so let's just see what we can like go and build off of that. But this is not a time where like it can't just be Cade first option hoops anymore, for sure.
Yeah, not anymore. Definitely not
So
anymore.
I think that for sure, and then also just adding some extra shooting. I think they should be all over going after Rui Hachimura. I think that would be I
that'd be
would
a nice
love for him
pick.
to have on there. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely like do Tobias Harris's job, but like better. I saw a chart that like Rui Hachimura takes some of the toughest shots in the league, and he's still one of the most efficient
He be taking
shot
some tough ass
makers.
shots, but it works, man.
Like
That's
like
him
he,
and
he
Phil
still makes
Heyby.
them a lot. Like it's kind of
Hmm.
he was like 70% true shooting on like very highly contested shots. I'm like that's pretty insane. Really good numbers for Rui, but I do think the Pistons are gonna have a long off season, gonna get to look at a lot of things. You got a lot of things to be happy about though. Cade, obviously superstar. Dennis Jenkins,
And they should have felt like the season was a
awesome.
disappointment because
Exactly.
it
Yeah, you
wasn't.
definitely shouldn't. Like you had some issues with like Jay and Ivy and stuff like that. So there's a bunch
Bro,
of
that
stuff.
shit happened back in like er,
March
late
or
March, early May, bro.
like
I'm like,
yeah, that's kind of insane how like fast time is. We I think we talk about time every episode of this podcast.
because it's a weird thing, man.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
At some point we're gonna figure out time travel. We're working on something, guys. We're working on
Yeah.
something. Just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
Yes.
But transitioning to like the other elimination here, we had the Timberwolves and the Spurs. We also had that going on there. The Timberwolves and the Spurs game 6 was pretty embarrassing for the. It was embarrassing for the Wolves because of a lot of us didn't expect us to get expect them to get past the first round in general. So
Yeah.
awesome of them to even make it there. But in game six, they got blown out. It was like a 30-point game most of the game. Like it was pretty bad. The
And
Wolves
there
were
was really they couldn't really build off any momentum.
none.
And
Not,
actually no, there was a moment where they got it down to like I think like 12 or 13, but then the Spurs just
really.
dominated.
I think I stopped watching in like the third quarter. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
I will say you can just like watching this series. You saw Anthony Edwards had no bursts, just
Yeah,
not a lot of speed.
it was just straight jump shots
Yes,
and just like tough jump shots they had to take. There
and
was no
shout out to him for
athleticism.
like playing through it and still
Yeah,
playing better than Devin Booker played in healthy. So
yeah.
sorry Booker. That's my
What
boy.
happened to Les Sunstock, Adriel? We're in the fucking off season for this team, man.
I'm just saying in general when you compare like the shooting guard ones of the league, Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards had like way better playoff performances when they needed to than Devin Booker did. Because I think those three players were always compared when it comes to the top three:
Yeah.
Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, uh yeah, Anthony Edwards. I can
Not,
remember his name.
not everybody can be at the top always. It's okay.
Exactly. Shout out to Booker 2023, man. You were
2021 and 2023.
you were to go, bro. You were to go.
Yeah.
But do you think the Wolves need to panic about this playoff elimination?
Oh, they need to make some moves. 100% needs to make some moves. I think for sure you got to move out Julius Randle.
Hell
Get
yes.
Ant, get Ant a better second option. It's funny. I think Kenny said this in his video as well. He was like, this Cade Cunningham and Anthony Edwards are the first two stars to say that they did everything by themselves. Like they
Yeah,
had no help.
they
Because
have no
Julius
help.
Randle didn't have any help. Wasn't no help at all. You know, obviously like he had a good
But
series.
I saw someone rebuttal on Twitter that was like, defense is help. They had no
Sure,
offensive help.
but at the same time,
No offensive help, you can say.
no offensive help. Yeah, sure. But I mean that's very important, especially if your number one guy is getting double teamed every time he gets the ball and you're getting the ball passed to you and you just can't provide nothing. It's yeah. It was
I,
definitely a tough series for him.
I will say Anthony Edwards needs to get better at passing out of a double team.
No,
So,
for sure.
so,
Definitely
so,
have to
so,
work in his passing and
so
playmaking for
something
sure.
that I see like that's what puts Shea into like the S tier, SS tier of like guards is like he's able to create so easily out of a double team. He's such a good passer, does not turn the ball over like like low frequently. But like Anthony Edwards, we just saw a lot of times in this series where if the double came, he was trapped instantly. And you understand that the teams are looking to trap them instantly to make sure they can't create. But Shea
Yeah.
finds a way still. Shea still finds a way to create because he has the handle, he has the quick first step. Yeah, Anthony Edwards, part of it was just he didn't have that first step in this series. He didn't have a lot of it. So
Yeah.
hopefully we get some moves, or we get Julius Randle to maybe get traded to Brooklyn for Michael Porter Jr. I would like that. I would like that a lot.
I would like that a lot. I I wonder if the move is to move Nas Reed back in the start, like not back in, but like move Nas Reed into the starting lineup and then trade Julius Randle for like a guard.
It would be nice to do that. I wonder who the guard is though. Who's the
But at the
guard?
same time, because I've also seen people say like, they brought up the example like when Julius Randle came to New York, he helped turn that franchise around. They made the playoffs, and I believe in his first year or so. And someone became relevant again. So like you could trade him to a team like that's kind of in that same bracket where like they're like not relevant, but like he can help elevate that for them. So
But does
I
that
wonder,
team have a point guard that the Wolves want? Or a guard?
yeah,
That's the question.
but
It's
here's the
just a
thing,
question of the
like.
market right now. Who is a guard that you see fitting good with Anthony Edwards right now and like is on the trade
Because here's
market?
my thing, like obviously the go-to answer is like John Morant because he's like the only point guard available that I know of. But at the same time, I'm just like, why would the Grizzlies want to do that? Because Julius Randle's not at that age where like you can like build around him, unless
Yep.
unless he's cool with just kicking back with the young guys.
But
But
then you also think to your point of they're gonna draft Boozer or Wilson.
yeah,
So
so
Randall, Wilson, or slash Boozer and Edie in that front, like who's gonna? They're gonna have to put one of them on the bench at that point, stunning their
yeah, you
development.
can't move
Not
Julius Randle to the three. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's just not worth it at that point. So that would be cool. Maybe a three teamer where you get Julius Randle somewhere else. You get John
I
Morant
saw
there
someone say bring him to Charlotte. I wonder how that.
for what? For Lamelo?
No, I don't even know. I assume it'd have to
I
be a
would.
three-team deal. But
I
I'm like,
would.
could you imagine Julius Randle in Charlotte?
Hey, bro, I'm not
Miles Bridges
against.
upgrade? I don't
I'm not
know.
against Lamelo. If like the Hornets were wanting to move off Lamelo for some reason, Lamelo in Minnesota would be nice. I would like that.
Yeah.
I
I
think that the room of like Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards are going to be like very good wing fits next to LaMelo, and it'd just be a super fun team to watch. And Rudy
yeah.
Gobert defensively too. Oh yeah, yo,
I
Nas Reed
wonder.
in the
I was gonna
starting
say. I
lineup.
wonder if they move out Rudy
Ooh.
Gobert.
I don't know, bro, because his defense is so good. Round
I
two was
know, but
so
like I
bad
feel
though,
like
but round
I
two
don't
was
know. I feel
bad,
like
but it was
the
Wemby. It was like you can't fault him too much for a bad series against Wemby.
sure, but I mean,
Look at his
I don't
series
know.
against Jokic in round one, and then you tell me that it's not important.
For sure. I just wonder if they want to just get a center that can just provide actually something on offense.
That's fair. Yeah, that's something
Yeah.
he can't do. So maybe they just want to switch up the team and experiment with some new team building.
But I mean, that defense will definitely take a hit whenever
Who?
he gets traded.
What if they? This is gonna sound stupid, but Gobert to the Wizards for Anthony Davis. You know, you got the French connection
But
of
then Anthony
Saw.
Davis is gonna have to play center, so there's gonna be that drama again.
There'd be that drama. Yeah, I was gonna say just because the French connection of Saar and Rudy Gobert, they're both French. So,
Yeah.
oh wait, is Saar French? Yeah, Saar's French. Yeah, Saar's French. Yeah,
He's French? Oh, okay.
yeah. You know, it's like of the USA and Canada. Those are the the two countries with the most players in the league. France is number three. They got
Yeah,
20.
I was gonna say it has to be France is definitely up there now for
But that
sure.
makes sense. Shout out to France. They got a bunch of. Shout out to Frank Ntilikina. Not in the league anymore,
Yeah.
but shout out to Frank, man. Frank the Tank.
Do you think they'd be able to retain Io? I feel like he might leave.
I feel like he might leave, and I feel like he commands a lot of money in the offseason.
Pistons, get on
Why?
that.
It's kind of scary because I see it being another Nikhil Alexander Walker. Another one where
100%. I mean,
next
with the
season
way
I
that
see Io averaging like 20 and like winning most improved player somewhere. Like I 100% see that. It's gonna be funny. Hey, come to Phoenix, brother. Come to Phoenix. We'll throw you that money.
hey, I will give we'll give you that money off the bench, man.
Yeah, Jalen Green's gonna get traded for Giannis, so we're gonna need some. So no, we'll put AO in the starting lineup, bro.
Oh my God, Ao, Book, Dylan, Giannis.
Rasheer.
Mo oh wait. Oh,
I'm putting Giannis at the five, bro. Fuck, come on. No, I'm just
hey,
kidding.
fuck it. I mean,
That'd probably be a closing lineup, though. The amount of shooting with those first four guys and then just Giannis at the five. Oh my
yeah,
God, I would love it. No, that's never gonna happen.
man can dream.
In a wet
Man
dream, in
can
a wet
dream.
dream. Moving on to like the Spurs side of things and like this series in general. Like, do you how are you feeling about the Spurs and like how they won the game, how they won the series?
I mean, just overall, I mean that last game is just they had an insane shooting game. I mean,
Shout out to
everybody.
Stephon Castle, Magnet
Stephon
Ball.
Castle, he made like 5 threes. De'Aaron Fox made threes. Champagne's making threes. Evan
Th-
Vassell. So
They,
they had a really good shooting game, and obviously just the defense was just
they
very just.
used They use the
What?
2024 Celtics strategy, which is just magnet ball, just don't miss threes. That's just that's the strategy of the
I
Celtics,
mean,
and they use
I think
that.
Stephon Castle had a magnet ball just for
I think
like
almost
even
everybody,
De'Aaron
bro.
Fox, even De'Aaron
Dude,
Fox was making threes. So
that's
like
what I'm
those two
saying. I'm
guys,
saying everybody had a magnet ball. They just use that
yeah,
strategy. Just don't miss your threes. That's a
just
great
don't miss your
strategy.
threes,
I wish
and
every
then
team used
also
that.
just on the defensive side, like it was just very smothering defense, and they were really not really allowing Anthony Edwards or Julius Randle to get downhill or get any type of offense going. Shout out Wemby just for being the greatest rim protector I've ever seen, ever.
Genuinely.
It's just it's insane just how much space he takes up on the floor and just how much of a threat he is, and just you have to just readjust your game so much when he's on the floor. So. I think just having him and then just also the other guys just contributing on as well. And then their bench guys like Keldon Johnson, Dylan Harper, that guy.
Dylan Harper's a rookie that looks like a 10-year-old
He's not.
veteran.
No, he ain't no fucking rookie. The jig is up, dog. He is a fucking 10-year NBA veteran inside the body of
He's
a 19-year-old kid. I don't even know how that phrase goes, but the jig is up.
he's genuinely just like so poised and just very very controlled and very takes good shots. Just knows what to do on the
And he
court.
attacks the paint with just confidence, like no care if he gets any contact, nothing.
And I kind of figured, going earlier into, we'll get more into like the guard talk later, but like I kind of like I was kind of thinking that Harper was gonna be really really good and like kind
Remember
of
when we
move.
wanted the Spurs to draft Ace Bailey over him, bro? I was like, what are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about? For a second, I believed you, and then I was like, wait, when the hell did I say this? Holy shit! I was about to be like, oh my god, did I actually say that? Oh hell no, no,
Nah.
I was high on Harper because
Nah,
I
you were,
remember
nah, yeah,
I remember
you
I
think
was like
Spurs should get
debating
him.
if they should trade Fox. And like the way that
They
motherfucker's
eventually
been
will.
playing, they definitely will. But like
Next year is Fox's last year in the team because Dylan Harper's
this
gonna take
playoff
that job.
series was not a good one for De'Aaron Fox. My goodness, we'll get into X factors later, but we're gonna talk about him a lot more
Yeah.
later. But speaking of that, Spurs move on to the conference finals. So do the Oklahoma City Thunder in the West. In the East, we got the Detroit Pistons getting eliminated. So we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was gonna say Detroit Pistons moving
I
on. So
saw
I
you call
recovered it.
yourself.
I
You
recovered it.
call
I
yourself.
recovered
You
it.
call
I
yourself.
recovered it.
Yeah.
We got the Cavs moving on, and we got the New York Knicks moving on as well. It's gonna be a fun matchup. We got the Cavs and the Knicks. It's gonna be. I think they had like or three matchups this season, so this will be matchups like number 4 through 11 or whatever. How many games?
Yeah.
But we are ready to talk about these matchups. It's gonna be the finals predictions are gonna be coming up right here as well, technically, because we're gonna
Bro,
be.
this one guy on Twitter, this
He predicted the playoffs, right?
the playoff prediction and this
Yeah.
the fan page OKC Sky to OKC, he posted a video of like this dog like shivering because the guy's bracket, it's accurate. He has the
It's a
conference final set up
Spurs.
right now.
Yes, it's Spurs.
Spurs and
It's
Knicks.
his Spurs. Hey, well, that
Hey,
might be
I'll
my
take it,
prediction.
man.
That might be my prediction. But
I'll take it.
uh, let's go into Knicks and Cavs first. I feel like I have a lot less to say about them than I do about Spurs and Thunder. I have so much more to say about Spurs and Thunder, but not to neglect Knicks and Cavs. I'm still gonna be watching every second of
Yeah.
that series. Do not doubt me, y'all. That's my job. But regardless, Knicks and Cavs, we're excited about it. How are you feeling about the series, man? Talk to me.
I'm feeling good. I guess we're giving predictions. I do have the Knicks winning in five,
You have the
personally.
Knicks winning in five. That's pretty fast. All right.
I
You just
do.
went straight into prediction. I thought we were gonna like. I thought you were gonna like talk about it a little. You were like Knicks in fucking five. We got this shit.
Nah. But no, I
And
do have
let's
realistically the
go
Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah, I think I mean obviously the Knicks defense and offense has just been really good. And
Hmm.
at the same and you can make the argument that the Cavs have like the firepower and the shooting that can match up with the Knicks, but I think the Knicks have the physicality that can kind of slow down Donovan Mitchell and
Definitely.
James Harden. I think OG Anunoby is going to be available for game one, so I
Yeah,
assume he's going to get.
hopefully,
I
his
think
off
a really. I wonder if he guards Mitchell or James Harden, but I think either one, it's going to be pretty tough for them to
I
have
think
to do.
James Harden because he provides
Most
more ball
likely, yeah.
handling.
And like, make no mistake, James Harden, he had a bad game yesterday. So
Definitely.
he got lucky that his team won. But I
It,
think if you have someone like OG on him who's done a really good job at just slowing players down and just not really letting them get any kind of rhythm going, I think that's going to be huge for them. I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be a good factor in this series, just with the fact like even though he hasn't been scoring 30 points, just his passing ability and his defense has been really good. And just also
he's
just guys like
averaging 8 assists in that series. He averaged
exactly,
eight
man. Like
assists in that
his
series.
playmaking has been really effective for this team. Um, so yeah, but I mean, I hope it's a good series, and hopefully maybe I'm wrong and the Cavs push it to 6 games or 7 games or whatever about it. But ultimately, I do have the Knicks winning
It's crazy because it feels like the Knicks are eliminated right now because I haven't seen them play
because we haven't
basketball
seen
in a
them in
week.
like 10 days,
Because
dog. It's
they're just
crazy.
that freaking good. Like they literally just like were able to take this. It's gonna be great for them to just get this much of rest. Like a young team, young fresh legs. Like
Yeah,
they're gonna be ready for game one. I think their game one's tomorrow, right?
yeah,
That makes sense. That's gonna be a fun one to watch. I'm like super excited. I do also have the Knicks winning. I have the Knicks in six though. I just have the Cavs winning a couple more games there. Just because I want it to be a little bit more exciting. I do think it's gonna hopefully be a little bit more just because it's a conference finals matchup. So a
yeah.
5 game series would be a little disappointing, but 6 games would be a little bit more fun, a little more exciting. The Cavs have glaring issues with Donovan Mitchell had a bad series until that last game.
He
Like he was
did.
playing super bad. So shout out to him for saving it. And he saw all the memes on Twitter. So definitely saw all that. And then James Harden didn't save it, but his team saved him. So shout out to him. Evan Mobley, I want to talk about that three he hit in game six. Where
Yeah, bro.
like,
It was
dude,
98 to 103, and there was
dude,
like a minute and like 10 seconds left, and he hit a big three to, and I was like, damn.
ever since
If
that
they missed
three,
that shot,
ever
series
since
is
that
probably over.
three, and my MVP, bro. Like that three, like series MVP, bro. Also in game seven, Evan Mobley played amazing. I'm not gonna lie. That boy was
Yeah, no,
cooking.
I mean, obviously, like guys like Evan Mobley played great, and then Max Strus,
In
someone as well. He had the Kate Cunningham assignment, just
in
great
game
on-ball
seven,
pressure.
Jarrett Allen is real somehow.
Insane, man. Him and Sam Merrill, those guys are just complete on fire.
Yeah, it was just it was fun to watch just a domination like that because it was just pretty good. It was it was on the Pistons home floor, so it was
Yeah,
kind of quiet in the arena, but it was just fun to watch just the team just continuously dominate and just look really good because that's what the Cavs team should look like at full strength when Evan Mobley's hitting his shots. Like Evan Mobley had like 21 and 11. I think Jarrett Allen also had like 20. I think if James Harden was also having a good game, like that would have been a 50-point blowout. Like it
yeah,
could have been
100%.
a way incredible game. So you just get a couple good James Harden performances. The Cavs can win a couple games in this series, but I don't see them winning this series in any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's just a negative like bias though. Like There's a chance they do. Like in
Yeah, right, there's a chance they do.
there's some weird world where they do win it. We can't predict it all, but I do think most likely the Knicks have the advantage here. Jalen Brunson's the best player in the series, right? I think we agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Better than Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I think that's just a fair. And I think most of the time the best player in the series will win the series. Besides, like last time, I think Cade was the best player in that series, but they didn't win that one, unfortunately.
yeah.
That's just a rare occasion where the team was just not good. But yeah, Knicks are going to be making a conference finals run. Let's freaking go. Who are your X factors for these teams, man? I have some different X factors for the Cavs. I have James Harden.
Okay, I have to get James Harden.
Yeah.
I do. I had James Harden as well, just
I,
because obviously we just talked about how he just didn't have a good series. He hasn't really had a good postseason, for being completely honest, just
definitely.
overall. So I think if he can come to the series and just be more efficient with his shooting, be better with his overall decision making and his play and his just his passing as well. I think that can be really effective, and I think I think players like Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen will be able to feed off that, but. He can't. Yeah, at this point, he can be having like poor shooting nights
No more
and having
duds.
eight
There can't be
turnovers
a
a game.
If you have a single other dud, it's like the series is
Yeah,
probably cooked
but at
from
the
that
same
point.
time, like I said, like he's gonna get guarded by OG Anunoby, so it is gonna be a tough matchup for him. But like he's been
Yeah.
doing this for a while, so like we kind of have
Th-
expectations for him
th-
to just
th-
to
This
overcome that.
this is also the first like playoff series, the first conference final series for Harden since like 2018. So it's been
Yep.
8 years since bro's in the conference finals. So
Hmm.
let's see how bro performs. See if anything can shake up here for them. But I do think he's the X factor. Like if he's performing well, the Cavs can actually make a run in the series. If he's performing
Hmm.
how he usually is, dog, I don't. I think you are closer to Knicks in five. I think that was more accurate for the
Yeah.
Knicks. Who did you put?
I put Mikal Bridges.
That's a really good one. That's a really
I
good
put
one. He's
Mikal
had a
Bridges.
great playoff so far.
I think for the first, I think specifically this past series with the Sixers. Just kind of overall just changed his game and just been playing with a lot more confidence. His defense has been really good. He's been able
Mhm.
to contribute on offense as well, and just overall has just been really effective for them. So I think they're gonna need him to continue that and just bring that same kind of play into this next series against the Cavs. If he's able to hit open shots and be effective on defense as well, and just kind of
Yup.
disrupt any kind of rhythm or flow that the Cavs got going on, that's gonna be really huge for them. So
It's gonna be
yeah.
fun. I'm excited for like I think Mikal could have a big playoff series here, like be super important because he's gonna be guarding whoever OG's not, so he'll
He's
be on.
he's probably going to guard Donovan Mitchell now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
so that's gonna be a fun match to watch. Hopefully, it, like comes with some good plays. But I do think Mikal is the X factor considering how he's playing. I was also considering Cat because
Yeah.
I think if Cat for some reason was to fold or play differently against the two center lineup, it might be different. But the Knicks could also counter with their own two center lineup. I think that
Yeah.
runs really well with Mitchell Robinson and Cat. They've run it so much, and it flows really good offensively too. Where Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen sometimes don't flow as good offensively. So.
Yeah.
It could be fun to watch for certain matchups, but I do think just Knicks just have the better talent. Just have the better
Yeah,
talent in the
overall.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah, good X factors, man. Good X factor. Knicks in the finals. We both have Knicks in the finals here, man. And I love that. Okay, next series. Oh wait, who's your Eastern Conference Finals MVP? Who would you give it to? Probably Jalen
Oh, Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson.
Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's easy. In the West, I have a lot more notes about this series because this series is probably the most like anticipated in a while. Honestly, like I'm
Yeah.
like super locked into this one. Spurs versus OKC. I mentioned it earlier, but I think this is the real NBA Finals. Like whatever is going to be going down in this series is the NBA Finals. It's going to be fun. How are you feeling about this series, man? There's a lot to go over I got here, but I'm ready to talk about it.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I was thinking about it like, is this the first like 1-2 match we've had in the conference finals in a while?
You
I
know
can't
what?
remember the last time we've had a 1-2 conference final matchup in the West at
Uh,
least.
1-2. Yeah. What the one seed has been getting eliminated out west. Besides, who was last year? It was Thunder versus
Thunder versus Minnesota.
yeah,
They
but
were
the
like,
yeah Wolves were like 4 seed, right?
yeah.
And then who was the year before? It was
It was the Wolves versus the
no, year before it was Mavs versus Thunder
no. Year before was Mavs versus Wolves.
in the conference final. Oh yeah,
2024,
you're
yeah.
right. Yeah, that was in the conference finals, and that wasn't a 1-2 because
Definitely
the
not.
Thunder were one that season. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then year before that was like
It was Nuggets and the Lakers.
there you go, and then Oh my gosh, yeah, in 2022 it was Mavericks and the
Golden
Mavericks
State.
beat us. Yeah, we were one, so we didn't make it. In 2021, we were the two seed versus the Jazz were the one seed. They didn't
We
make
played
it.
the Clippers in the conference final.
Yeah, yeah, the
That's
Jazz didn't make it.
crazy.
Dang, yeah, it's been a while. 2020 was Lakers versus who? Nuggets. Was that a 1-2? That may have been a 1-2. Lakers won. Were the
Was that
Nuggets
the
a
conference
two?
finals? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the
were the Nuggets two seed that season?
I don't think so.
I think the Nuggets
I
were
don't
two seed.
remember. But let's say maybe like in the past like 5 years or so, they're like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's been a while. It's been a minute since we had a 1-2. At least in the West, we haven't done the East at all. So that'd be a
Yeah.
whole other thing we'd have to like recover. But I do think that the this matchup was like super anticipated. It's probably my most anticipated playoff matchup for a while. No, no,
100% for sure.
don't give me your prediction. Yeah, I want to give those at the end. But here I got some notes here for this series. Let's start talking about some things. Some things about this series, man. Just I watched almost all their matchups. The only one I didn't watch was the one where the Thunder rested their starters because I thought that didn't matter at all. So
Yeah, yeah.
because that was in the February, I think it was. But there is just a lot to talk about. In games that actually mattered, the Spurs won three of the four. You
Hmm.
know, one of them didn't matter to the regular season record because it was that NBA Cup game. But
Yeah.
still, games that like matter to like full starters playing. Uh, Spurs won three out of four. What I wanted to bring up, I think is super important. Wemby was on a minutes restriction. I don't know if people remember that. He was on a minutes restriction in this game, and he
Hmm.
came off the bench in those three wins.
Yeah, bro, there was that stretch where he was coming off the bench for a while and
Like
he
so,
was
so
still just dropping.
in
Yeah.
incredible numbers and incredible stats. And so, like that's pretty crazy to me. That I think that the Spurs were able to win the minutes without Wemby because he only played about 24 minutes a game, 25 minutes a
Hmm.
game in those games. So crazy that the Spurs were able to win those games even without Wemby in like about 25 minutes. But he only played about half the game. So
Yeah.
kind of crazy to actually watch that and like see how the Spurs were able to communicate and like operate on the floor. I wanted to bring up Wemby in these games was not getting to the paint a lot.
Yeah.
It was not. The Thunder are really good at limiting the paint. He was taking a lot of mid ranges. He was shooting a lot of mid ranges. In the regular season, he was making them. In the playoffs, he has not been making them. He's been pretty bad in the mid range, at least in the this playoff series. So it's kind of a thing to look at. You know, like Wemby might be shooting the best. So stuff like
For
that.
sure. And that's the one thing about Wemby, like don't get me wrong, he is a great player, but like his offensive game is not polished yet and just, I think just
Definitely.
some of the decision making he has on some of these shots isn't at that level where it's, making the smarter choice, taking the smarter shot. And so, I think realistically for him in this series, he's gonna need to dominate in the paint.
Yep.
He can't just be because obviously 'cause the OKC's game plan is to leave you out of the paint and force you to take jump shots. And I think for someone like him who has the size, he needs to take advantage of that and just score in the paint. And then eventually that will lead to outside shots. And I think realistic because even in that last game against the Wolves, those first few plays he had was him just scoring in the paint, and then that
Yep.
eventually led to him getting a rhythm going and like the outside shots becoming a little more easier for him versus just forcing them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think for sure he's definitely gonna have to get some more points up in the paint.
Yeah, what's unfortunate about the Thunder matchup for Wemby is they have the really good double big lineup with Chet and Hartenstein, and
So he's gonna have to work, man. He's gonna have
running
to
that in the
work.
regular season, it did work pretty well against him, and it was like it looked pretty well because you got one to contest the shot, and then you got
Yeah.
one to box out the board. So really good to have the two bigs because it was like continuously leading to ending
It's,
possessions on one
it
shot.
sucks. Julius Champagne, he's only like 6'7", so like
Yeah, it's crazy that
if he
he's
was like
running power
6'10", it'd be
forward.
like that'd be effective. But like Wemby's gonna have to be doing a lot of the rebound down there himself versus
So
those two bigs.
something about that though, I do think that Wemby takes advantage of a lot. Like they're not going to be able to run two bigs the entire game. So
Yeah,
because they run small ball, I think the offensive creation because when Chet and Wemby are or Chet and Hartenstein are on the floor, great defense, but the offense is a little bit limited, obviously, because you got the double
yeah.
big. They still play great offense, obviously. It's not bad, but it's just a little bit different. But I was listening to a lot of just like breakdown and watching. A lot of people were speculating you're going to see a lot more Isaiah Joe, a lot more Jared McCain, and a lot less Casey Wallace, Caruso, and Dort. A lot less of them this series, and a lot of that reason being is because in the regular season matchups, they force Dort and they force Caruso and they forced Wallace to shoot the threes. Caruso at one point shot 19 threes in like two games. He made two of those.
Oh my God, I do remember that game when he
Yes,
was
and
like
then
one for like nine.
Lou Dort shot 8 threes in one game and 7 threes in the other. I think he made four total of like those. So if you're real, if the Spurs are looking to beat them again with those kind of players like Lou Dort and Caruso, force them to make their threes because obviously Wemby stops your paint creation.
Yeah.
The Thunder have slashers. They have J-Dub, who's a slasher, coming back in game one. We just got that news, available at least, right? Shea, great slasher, gets to the rim, gets to the free throw line. AJ Mitchell, great slasher, gets to the rim. Perfect. Wemby stops that. He limits that so much. He doesn't stop it obviously, but like he limits it
So yeah,
incredibly.
so the Thunder are gonna have to resort to a little more outside shooting that they would want
Yes.
to.
So
So
it's going to be
if
looking
I'm the
like you're going to get the
Spurs,
offensive players out there.
if that actually does happen, where the Nuggets reduce the minutes for Wallace and Dorian Caruso, if I'm the Spurs, I'm happy about that
You can attack those other guys.
because even though like there's really no like cone on this OKC team,
hmm
um,
I think Jared
and
McCain could be a cone. Not gonna lie.
that's one thing. I think Jared McCain and Isaiah Joe would probably be the next guys they would like target, especially Jared McCain, because even though like he's obviously changed his defenses
hmm
coming onto the team and he's not how he was in Philly, I just think just because of his lack of size,
hmm
he would definitely be a target. So if I'm the Spurs, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
I saw something. People were also speculating Hartenstein might just be used in more of just to counter Luke Cornett minutes. Just have him on the floor to make sure that Luke Cornett's just not providing anything really. He's just kind of zeroes out, so that way
Yeah,
it just kind of leaves make sure that they can win the Wemby minutes or Wemby less minutes because Wemby's still 7 foot. He's not going to play 40 plus minutes. Honestly, like he hasn't. I don't think he
yeah,
has played 40 plus minutes. So I don't. He's not going to in this series. So you're going to get at least 10 minutes in a game where Wemby's not playing. You got to win those if you're OKC. It's going to be super important.
100%.
One thing I saw people bringing up as well. You're going to see some J Dub small ball five a lot more
That's what
in
I was
this
thinking
series.
too. Like
And I really do think that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if they specifically had him going to get to Wemby, but like if it's Luke Cornett in the game, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if they have Jada
Yep.
guarding that.
They're really gonna have to just experiment. And if they do have that small ball lineup in against Wemby, you just gotta you gotta take advantage of your Wemby.
Taking
Like
advantage that there
use
at
your
that
size,
point
please.
there should be no settling for threes, no like
Because
no
he, he
forced
he
jump shots. It should
he
just be
loves
attacking
to
the rim.
he loves to take the jump shots, and I get it. You're like 7'5", no one's gonna contest your shot well, but you can also get in the paint well and get a 7 foot floater. That's a lot better. Or like a 5 foot that's a dunk for you at that point.
And just
5 feet is a
taking those,
dunk.
like I said, just taking those shots will help those outside shots just become easier,
It
and you'll
will.
be able to get a more flow going. So
Yes, on the other side of like challenging the shooters, a lot of the Thunder are they're gonna definitely challenge Keldon Johnson, challenge Harrison Barnes. So you're
yeah,
gonna
they're definitely going to be left open, especially
they're
Keldon
gonna be left
Johnson. I
wide
wouldn't be.
open. Yes,
They're not going to be. Hell, they probably. Do you think they take the gamble on Stephon Castle?
like leaving him open.
Yeah,
I don't know because he's been consistent in this playoffs. I think
yeah,
you're gonna see a lot more Harper Fox than Castle, honestly, because uh, just because of how much turnovers the OKC Thunder create, Castle's the most turnover prone like guard that they have right now. So I
yeah.
think when you have like you'll see Castle more. I think Castle might be more of a secondary guard. I'm not gonna lie. Like at least
Okay.
like backup guard. Like might be running with the backup unit because when just OKC's lineup is just too good defensively, where they're gonna cause too many turnovers. And Castle's
Yeah,
not a bad player. Obviously, we saw him in Game 7 go fucking ballistic. So he's probably not gonna just be limited to a two guard and just limited
yeah,
to a secondary bench guard. But I think there's gonna be times where you're gonna see him just running with the second unit, Luke Cornett, just with them for a couple games just to see how that goes. Just because it's gonna be fun to watch how these teams like move their pieces. Because
yeah,
if it gets close, super close, OKC I think has the way better roster where they can fill in more pieces. You can put like the J Dub small ball five, but also put him at your three, but also put
for sure.
Jared McCain in your lineup and like Isaiah Joe and Case and Wall. They just have so much more plug and plays than the Spurs. So when it comes to like roster lineups and just they're going to be able to build a lot more. So let's see what Mitch Johnson and Mark Daigneault cook up. You know, it's going to
Yeah,
be
and
a
they're led
good
by two
battle.
really good coaches that are good at making adjustments. So
hmm
it's definitely going to be a battle. It's definitely going to be a really good series. I'm looking
it's
forward to it.
I'm so excited. Like
Yeah,
this is like my most like I've been doing like this research was so fun to do because I'm so excited for it.
yeah.
Some other things I want to bring up. Chet needs to be hitting his threes in this series because if he's not, Wemby's gonna be not
And
respect him,
Chet has
stay
actually
in the
been
paint.
shooting really well in this
He
postseason.
has. He has. So if Chet is continuing to hit his threes, like he's gonna be perfectly fine because Wemby's gonna close out on Chet, and then you got a little bit more opening in the paint. You allow Shea to drive in, AJ to
Hmm.
cut. A lot more to happen there. So Chet is gonna have to be big on there, hopefully. Other things. Oh, here's what I want to talk about. We'll talk about it more for X Factors, obviously, but De'Aaron Fox. When I
Hmm.
watched these regular season matchups, I forgot how good he was.
Yeah.
I genuinely was watching and I was like, oh my god, this is De'Aaron Fox. Like this is like all-star De'Aaron Fox. Like that's why he made the all-star team. But he looked way better in the regular season, like way more dominant, and he was a big scorer in the OKC matchups because I don't know if you remember, Wemby only averaged 17 in the OKC matchups.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah, like
wasn't like Wemby was having like a crazy game. I remember
yeah.
Fox being like the guy who was leading them to these wins.
Yeah, like it was super big from Fox to like see him. So I think he will be their X factor when you think about it because like if he's not playing well, this team's a dud. But if he's playing well, you can see this actually being an upset for the Spurs because he his shot creation was just so good that OKC had to almost double him like he was like Anthony Edwards at some points.
Hmm.
Like it was kind of getting really good. And if Wemby wasn't on the floor and you're still doubling another player, pretty crazy. So
Yeah. No,
fun to watch.
I agree with that for sure. I actually had two X factors for the Spurs for different reasons. I had obviously Fox, just again, he's going to need to be effective in this series and just be able to, the way he was playing against them in the regular season, he's going to be able to bring back that same form and just play overall play better because he hasn't really done well on this postseason run the Spurs have had. So he's going to need to do play better. He's going to need to put some more pressure on this OKC defense. Maybe that leads to them doubling more, like you said. And if that does happen, it's going to have to, with his decision making, passing the ball out, and just overall, just needs to have some better performances for sure. And then also on the other side, I have Stephon Castle just because he's going to have the assignment of guarding Shea. And while he is a really good defender, he's sometimes not disciplined, and we've seen him foul out in this postseason so far. So they're really going to need him to not get in foul trouble, especially early in the game, because down the stretch, yeah, I assume he's going to close out the game, especially if it's really close. So he's definitely going to need to be more disciplined and not have to get any kind of early foul trouble. So that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a super fair point. I think it's gonna be like a just super. Yeah, that was really good. I really couldn't add to your point. That was really good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
No,
very
I get
valid.
you.
But I think this series is very hard to predict. Obviously, we both have been very adamant about wanting a team to take down the Thunder. So I don't want that to like play too much into our biases if like once we give our prediction. But giving my prediction like no bias, just fully what I believe will happen
Hmm.
after doing all this research. I have Spurs in 7.
I
That's
have
what I
Spurs.
believe. I believe that will happen. I think they will actually take down the Thunder, like genuinely, like mostly just because I was also rewatching Indiana that series recently, Indiana OKC, because I was just kind of seeing what Indiana does so well.
Hmm.
Indiana has such poor rim protection and they were still able to force OKC to take more outside shots, and that's what helped them. So when you put
I
the
missed that
best
series, bro.
rim
That was
protector
such a.
in like league history to guard this team, it's going to get very interesting, and that's why they won in the regular season because those 25 minutes against that team was enough to take them down. And so I do think that Wemby is just the best player in the. I think this series is going to be for the best player title in the world and the
Hmm.
best team in the world.
For sure.
Like whoever
No,
wins gets the best player title, like Shea or Wemby, one of them.
and like you also got to take into the account of like obviously J-Dub is coming back from his injury. You don't know how he's going to perform. You don't know how he's going to move on the court.
That can mess stuff up sometimes.
He's already dealt with two hamstring injuries this year. So you don't know how he's going to move. You don't know if he's going to be. I mean, this is his first game back since the first round. So you don't know if he's going to how rusty he's going to be. If he's going to be able to provide. I don't think he's going to go like scoreless. But I also don't
Yeah,
expect him to drop like 20 points. Right
you're
away at least.
asking him to be a second option coming off an injury like that is pretty crazy.
And then also just I think for the most part in the Chet and Wemby matchup, I think Wemby has dominated against Chet in these matchups. So that's also another thing you got to take into account where like is Chet gonna be able to hold up on his own as well. So, but ultimately I do have Spurs in 7.
I like that we both have that. We
Yeah.
we both
So
have Spurs and Knicks in
please
the
save
finals.
us. Please save us.
I say please save us, but I genuinely think the Thunder are beatable, man. Like
No, for sure. But I mainly just want that just because like. if whoever comes out of the Cavs and Knicks series, I just don't think they'd be able to put up a good of a fight against the Thunder.
But
But
I
I
could
do
see a good
think
fight with the Spurs. Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Cavs and the Knicks, I think it'd be a much more entertaining series.
yeah. You're right. I'm
100%.
like I
If the
biased.
Cavs get the Thunder, that shit's over in four.
I biasly would love to see Evan Mobley match up against Wemby, bro. I would love that, bro. My
Bro,
goat.
Those Evan Mobley and Wemby are the two guys you glaze the most, man. It
Dude,
is
that would be
ridiculous.
such a good matchup, bro. Oh my god. It'd literally be like MJ and LeBron. I'm
Ridiculous.
fucking with you. No, but I do think regardless, whoever matches up with the Spurs, it will be more fun and just
Yeah.
a better final series. And also, we'll get a new champion. I want a new champion. I don't want a repeat champion. Let's keep the parity era going. I
hmm
don't want to enter the dynasty era again because that's what we're looking at. Because in the next few years,
Especially with this OKC team that
OKC
like
and the Spurs will probably win two of the next like three titles. Those two teams. So we're probably looking at a dynasty from at least one of those two teams.
and it's crazy because like with these two teams, you don't see them like being bad anytime soon.
That's why, like
Especially
they're
with
gonna
like the
get
Spurs,
better.
like you got to give the Spurs front office credit with just how fast they have like built this team around Wemby.
He's
Because
still in his rookie contract, bro.
bro, and I remember in his rookie year, I think he had came out in an interview. There's like a statement from him saying like, I don't want to be a part of a rebuild phase for too long. Like I want to be able to actually like compete, and like play for something. So the fact that they actually listened to that and they um immediately just put that to action and just built this good team around him says a lot about that front office. Says a lot how much they, were care and respect for their star. And then on the flip side for OKC, I mean, as long as they have Sam Presti and whoever in their scouting department, I don't see this team getting bad anytime soon because even if they lose some of their role players, I think they're just so good at drafting and just having an eye on players who are under the radar that they can just build another good team like right again. So
That, that,
so yeah, but
that-
ultimately, um, this is gonna be a fun series. I'm looking forward to it.
most
I'm looking,
anticipated probably of
yeah, hundred
like
percent.
in a while probably. I saw somebody say it gives Warriors Rockets 2018 vibes, and I like that. It like kind of
Yeah,
kind of does like just like two teams that were kind of clashing all season. And now they're clashing in the conference finals. It does feel like that. So.
100%.
Should be fun, and then we got Spurs and Knicks in the finals. If that's the finals, I'm loving that. If we get that finals, I'm loving that. Who would you take there? Don't give your full. We don't have to go too in depth, obviously, but like, who
Yeah,
would you think you'd take there? Spurs and Knicks. That'd be hard. Like
that's tough
it
because
would be. I would take
cause like
Spurs, obviously.
you can't say oh Knicks easy or Spurs easy. Like that's
You really can't.
a good ass matchup right there,
I
man.
personally would take Spurs easily, just because I would
You
like to
just love
say.
Wemby, bro. You
Oh,
just love
not
Wemby.
even that, but also I just Dylan Harper has also become one of my favorite players in the league too. Just
I love,
because
bro. He's
every
again,
time he
man.
makes a play, he does not do anything wrong. He's just
I'm
always
telling you, bro, he's gonna get
plays.
investigated next year for not being an actual rookie. Like he is not a fucking rookie, dog. The way he moves and just plays, it's just
It's because
it's not rookie like.
he
And
grew up
bro,
around all the
I
NBA
saw a
stuff,
video.
bro.
I saw a video of someone in they posted a clip of him in that series against the Blazers. He was botting around Drew Holiday. So I'm just like, damn, bro, doing that shit as a
Yes.
rookie against a vet like Drew Holiday, who's not like some scrawny guard. Like he has like some muscle mass on him.
Yeah.
And he was scoring with confidence too. Just overall.
Yeah. Dylan Harper's nice. His daddy ain't shit though, but.
Yeah, his daddy ain't shit. Yeah.
I
Well, we'll see. We'll
I just
see.
wanted to quote that fucking
Yeah,
LeBron shit, bro. I love that. I love LeBron, bro. What a go, bro.
yeah.
That's pretty much it for the NBA playoffs as of right now. The NBA conference finals. Do you have a dunker spot right now, Desmond?
I do, man. It goes to Game 7, Jarrett Allen, man.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Game 7, Jared Allen is very, very real. It's getting to the point where dunkers, like next week's dunker spot, is only going to be between four teams, so it's going to be kind of easy to
Yeah.
get.
hmm
It should be at least. It's probably still going to take me like fucking 10 tries, but you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot more basketball to talk about next week. Obviously, maybe earlier you gotta check out Dejan on the Twitter. Always updating the Twitter. Always live on there, or X if you call it that. Live tweeting games. Always updating about stats and stuff. Updating about the games. Getting some good responses about some very very active things in the NBA. As well as I'm updating the TikTok, posting clips from here. Check out our YouTube shorts as well. And yeah, appreciate our retention rate going up. People have been staying later You guys have been staying till the outro recently. I appreciate you guys.
Make sure you
Yes.
subscribe at the end,
Yes.
please.
Subscribe if you can. Like the video if you can. We appreciate everything. But yes, we're going to be ending this podcast off. We'll be back next week.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.